New Delhi, India, the capital of the Asian tiger, a nation in a hurry on the highway to development. Rapid economic growth matched with rapid construction. And steering this construction activity are architects and town planners and their premier training institute, the School of Planning and Architecture, one of the crown jewels of the Ministry of Human Resource Development. SPA's roots go back to 1942 when Walter George, an English architect, set up the Department of Architecture in the Delhi Polytechnic at Kashmiri Gate.
Sometime in early 60s, planning department had been set up here right in this building. Another building was being built about 100 yards away from it. And then Department of Architecture was merged with the planning school, and that is how it got its name, School of Planning and Architecture.
Its twin campuses came up at the crossroads of an urban complex which now houses the Delhi Development Authority, the Town and Country Planning Organization, the Indian Institute of Public Administration, and the Institution of Engineers.
The other advantage of the school has been the fact it's an all-India selection, so you get students from all over. It's funded by the Government of India, so you also get a lot of foreign students, and you do get a lot of experts who keep on coming to Delhi. The embassies and the various ministries ask whether they could visit the school and talk to the students.
A significant moment came in 1979 when the vision of the late director T.J. Manikam was realized, when the school got the status of a deemed university.
Now we could frame our own programs, our own examination system, we could experiment it. We had been given the status of a leading university in the profession. We got projected as a result of deemed university status as the role model of education in planning and architecture field.
Within no time, numerous academic programs were started. Today, SPA offers 12 academic programs at the undergraduate, postgraduate, and doctoral levels. Bachelor of Architecture is a 5-year program with a yearly intake of 80 students. Bachelor of Planning is a 4-year program with 20 seats. Master's level programs are offered in architectural conservation, industrial design, urban design, building engineering and management, landscape architecture, environmental planning, housing, regional planning, transport planning, and urban planning. All the master's programs are of 2 years duration with an annual intake of 10 to 20 students. SPA has unparalleled facilities in support of its programs. Advanced computing facilities at the Center for Analysis and System Studies. State-of-the-art centers for advanced studies attached to each department. Two libraries with over 30,000 books and journals support the teaching process. Adequate accommodation for students and staff is available at hostels and residential complexes. The programs are taught by an approved faculty of over 100 teachers. And the key factor of its location in the capital of the country.
Okay, Delhi is a good laboratory to study both planned development and also your so-called unplanned development.
An educational institution is known by the works of its alumni. SPA has given us professionals that have made her proud.
You have a colony of SPIites in MIT. We have got 2 students who are teaching in the London School of Economics. We have got faculty in University of Pennsylvania.
Raj Rewal, Kuldeep Singh, Ranjit Sabiki, Ajoy Chaudhary. And in Festival of India, France, there were at least 20 faculty members whose building had been captured, shown over there.
Professor A.K. Sharma, who is presently the Dean of Studies of the school, was one of my ex-students. In his batch, there was another student, Dr. P.S. Rana, who recently retired as Chairman and Managing Director of HADCO. And next batch, I remember there was one youngster then, Jitendra Bajpai, who is now today a very senior member of the World Bank at Washington.
Jacob George is one in Cochin. Chingappa is another one in Bangalore doing good landscape work. Gerard Dakuna in Goa is doing good work. And some of my students, of course, I've heard they have offices where 100 people work for them.
There is Gurmeet in conservation. Abba, she's doing very well in, they're all the stars. Rohit, who is an international expert in disaster management.
Arundhati Roy and Hisila Devi Yami, who is an architect, if I tell you, and now she is a minister in Nepal.
United Nations Organization, United Nations Habitat, the World Bank.
SPA has a policy of holistic development. It encourages its students to open up to all kinds of individual or collective pursuits. With a relaxed atmosphere of teaching and by embracing all schools of thought, SPA provides a nursery for all-round growth. Ultimately, it is the values that the students take with them that guide them through their work.
This process of observation and assimilation that you see all around, an appraisal of what you consider is good as compared to what you consider is not desirable, is what is most essential for a designer.
Have curiosity. In anything that you do, have conviction.
Freedom, and not put them under any cliche or dogma.
Professional integrity and whatever they do. Well, everything which I have been able to become in my life, I owe it to the school, SPA. I joined here in 1964 as a student, and soon after I was employed here. Then from the positions of research associate to a lecturer, to assistant professor, to professor, head of the department, dean of studies, and director. On the whole, it was a great experience.
People say you can take a person out of the SPA, but you can't take the SPA out of the student.
SPA, the world, will be more than my home. Changed my life a lot.
Works hard, party hard.
You just experiment.
Add on layers to your life.
Knowledge.
Professional.
Interaction, freedom.
Awesome.
Fun.
It is the culture of the SPA, which in my time I remember, and even as a student and as a teacher, it's a very open and inclusive culture.
You get a fantastic rise in both real estate and infrastructure. And both real estate and infrastructure have suddenly become center stage in the development process of this country. As a result of which, the amount of influence or attention that the fields of architecture, planning have begun to draw has been much more than whatever we've had since independence and since the inception of this school. This school probably professes a balance between the areas of commerce on the one hand and the demands of what the marketplace wants, but with it, I guess, a tremendous amount of social responsibility and also awareness and simultaneously aesthetics. We need to now look at education in a more global fashion, in the sense that if you look at the number of institutions that are now ready to collaborate with us, both in terms of research and also in terms of giving dual degrees, having student exchanges, faculty exchanges, we would like to take this institution forward, not only as a premier institute in India, but also a premier institute in this part of the world.
As India takes a leap into the future, our young architects and planners will continue to provide human settlements that are responsive to the aspirations of the nation. SPA will continue to instill in them a consciousness towards development that is functional, beautiful, and sustainable.